Hey friends, and welcome back to another video. If you're new here, hello, welcome. My name is Kate. Here on this channel we talk all about mom life. We do foster care and adoption content. We also talk about intentional living, living with purpose. I believe there's power in purpose. If any of that interests you, I would love to have you subscribe and join the community here on YouTube. So today's video is going to be about the 7 things not to do or say to foster parents or foster to adopt parents. Don't tell us horror stories. We know the horror stories. We are the ones that have done trauma parenting training, if not in the past, but we're continually doing it. We know the horror stems from trauma. With all due respect, if you don't have that kind of training, you really can't speak on the horror stories because you don't know where those behaviors and those horrors are coming from. So telling a foster to adopt parent or an adoptive parent about, a child that completely broke down a family and left the family brokenhearted and got into all sorts of things. We know that already, and we still are choosing this path. So saying that to a foster parent or a foster to adopt parent is pretty ignorant, actually. We understand trauma better than you. We know what we're getting into. Honestly, I know that in the future, when different diagnoses and disorders come up, potentially in Rosie's life, that we may be setting ourselves up for heartbreak. I've heard the horror stories too, trust me. I'm in this world. So I know that, and I'm still choosing that. I'm continuing to walk this path. So you telling me horror stories does not support me in any way. Don't call us saints or amazing people. I understand that this is coming from a place of gratitude and appreciation for what foster parents do, but quite honestly, it just makes me feel uncomfortable. I'm not a saint. I don't have a savior complex. I'm not saving these kids. I simply see a need, and I know my family can meet that need. I just don't know how to respond when someone calls me a saint. Like, thank you. That just seems awkward. Or like, no, I'm not. Like, that just seems dismissive. So it's just kind of an awkward comment to reply to. And like I said, I get that you're coming at this from a place of appreciation, but my answer honestly is usually just a smile. I usually avert my eyes and kind of mumble something about how the kids are worth it. It's just kind of an awkward comment to reply to as a foster parent. Most foster parents just see a need and feel compelled to help. So if you want to know kind of why people get into foster care and the types of foster parents, I'm going to link, there's 2 videos I did. I'll link them up above and down below. Maybe change your wording to, I'm glad you're helping our community and these kids. Like, for me, that's a lot easier to respond to. If you're trying to, compliment a foster parent or show them appreciation, just calling them a saint is just, it's not. We're broken people just like everybody else. So just, think about how you're going to phrase your appreciation. Don't badmouth our bio families. Trust me. We feel the anger, the rage, the sadness, the brokenness, the heartbreak. We feel that all firsthand. We feel these emotions about our kids' situations, and we feel them hard. But the goal of foster care is always reunification. And by you badmouthing our bio families, that's not supporting us in any way, shape, or form. In some cases, it's hard to support the bio families, but it's still something that we need to do because these kids are their kids. They're not our kids. Especially early on in the process, there is, you're kind of hearing things one-sided. And what I've learned over the years as a foster parent is there's many sides, many reasons, many traumatic past to why these kids end up in foster care. So don't badmouth our bio families. For us, I think I have the right as a foster parent to feel the feelings that I feel because of the stories that I hear. We deal with the trauma, the grief, the unknowns. We deal with that every day on a first-hand basis. We need to try and help to support these families. And by us hearing negative words or, badmouthing the bio families, it just puts us in a more negative headspace. Trust me, our minds go there easily as we are the ones on the front line. Instead, maybe ask if there's a way I can support you. Offer babysitting so foster parents can go for a night out. We hardly get nights out. I think me and my husband have had 2 date nights in this whole past year. So maybe offer babysitting if you want to support us, or offer to bring a hot meal over on, a court day or a traumatic visit day or something like that. If you want to support the people around you, don't do it by badmouthing the family and getting us into a more negative mind space about it. Trust me, our head goes there easily. Just try and support us. Ask if there's ways that you can support a foster family in your life. Don't be nosy. We're under a confidentiality agreement. We cannot share these kids' stories out of privacy and respect. Please do not prod. It is hard enough to keep all of the stories and the brokenness, and it's hard enough to keep that all inside. And it's hard for us not to share our emotions. because foster parenting is hard, but being a foster kid is even harder. So out of respect and privacy for the kids, please don't prod and ask questions. No, we'll share what we can share and the rest is their story. Don't ask us why we do this, why we put ourselves through the heartbreak. Trust me, we wrestle with why we continue all of the time. We have hard days where we want to quit. Don't encourage that. There's not enough foster parents as is, and these kids need more adults in their corner to help them to grow up to have a stable and healthy adult life. Don't say, I couldn't do what you do. I understand and respect that this is coming out of a place of admiration and love, but as foster parents, we already feel isolated and on a very lonely journey. These words only make us feel more lonely. Truth is, many people could do what I do, but choose not to. People don't want to live in an uncomfortable life. People don't want to get involved in other people's brokenness and other people's messy situations. The truth is, these kids need it and they are worth it. I'm not asking and hoping that, more people would dedicate their whole life to foster care, but you could be the difference for one child. You could be the difference in our future by fostering just one child. So it's just, as a foster parent, it's something that is hard to hear. I couldn't do what you do, because the truth is many people could do what I do. And I get passionate and a little bit heated about it because, we live in such a society of me, and my comfort only, and my dreams only. But I think we have a responsibility to humanity to do more and to do more for these kids. These kids are innocent in this situation. They're the ones that need help. We can't expect our future to get any better if there's not more adults willing to step in. Yes, some truly cannot do it due to their own traumatic pasts, their emotional or financial well-being, but honestly, I believe the vast majority could do this. I tell my kids, never use the word can't, or that you can't do things. Like, you could do it. You really could. No, it's part of why I share my story here on YouTube. I want to encourage more people to get involved in foster care. It's been the most rewarding thing I've ever done with my life. It's given me purpose beyond myself. It's kind of helped me not to be such a selfish person and to be able to change and impact so many kids and so many families. Like, it's just been a truly rewarding thing. So please don't tell me you couldn't do what I do, because like I said, the truth is many of you could. And lastly, don't treat our foster kids different than our bio kids. They already know that difference. They already feel like the odd man out in the family. If you offer to babysit them all. If you're going to bring a present for them all. Foster kids are part of our family from day one. They already feel different, and we don't need the people closest to us intensifying that difference. If you know a foster parent, foster family, I encourage you to just kind of take heart to the things I said in this. These are 7 things that have come up that I hear often or have experienced in my time being a foster parent. I always advocate for these children. Kids deserve more, and I want better for them. And often that can start with the people that are immediately surrounding and supporting foster families. If you couldn't do what I do, there are ways you can get involved. There are ways to help financially support. There are ways to offer, services like babysitting or cooking. There's lots of ways to get involved, and there's lots of things that you can do. And, just thinking about the way you phrase things and just being intentional about supporting foster families. So if you have somebody in your life that's like this, or you're a foster parent yourself, you struggle with some of these same things that I've struggled with people saying or doing to me as a foster parent, then share this video. People don't say some of these things and do some of these things to be intentionally mean or to make things more difficult for us, but a lot of it's just ignorance or lack of knowing, and it's our job as foster parents to educate them and help them and to just make them more aware. So if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. It helps my channel to grow and reach more in the foster care and adoption community. And that's what I'm trying to do with this channel, so I would appreciate that so much. Share, please subscribe if you're new here. I'd love to have you in the community, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.